Good Sunday morning to everybody. Hey, I was out on my walk this morning doing my normal thing, and I was reflecting on the past. And what came to my mind is, do you live in a comfort zone? Well, the day I learned that I did was quite amazing. And, truth is, most people think no, I'm not, I don't live in a comfort zone. And I thought the same thing. Um, but we went through Sydney and I were both in it was a school seminar, or it's kind of hard to explain exactly what it was. Um, but it was about growth, breaking through barriers to, to become, what it takes to become great. There were a lot of lessons that I knew that I needed to learn, and so we're in this class and having a fantastic time. Great instructors. Just having really, we're having the time of our life, man. I mean, it's just our self belief every day is coming up and coming up and coming up, and um, so the day that I learned I live in the comfort zone, up until that day, there's this zone that I now call the normal zone where everybody lives. Now I didn't know that existed. I just thought it was everybody was in this zone. And I always felt like I was kind of at the top of the zone. I don't know where you feel like you're at in that zone, but I kind of thought I was, in the top of crust of people in that zone as far as my attitude and my capability and my performances. So anyway, we're in this class and we're coming up on lunchtime, and this guy, instructor, stands up and he said, "All right, everybody," he said, "it's time for lunch. We're going to cut out of here, but today we're going to do something a little different." He said, "On your way out the door," he said, "you'll see a basket sitting there by the door." And he said, "I want you to take anything that's got money or credit cards in it, and I want you to put it in that basket. Now, I promise you it's going to be okay." Of course, today probably we wouldn't do that, but back then it was like, you know, it's going to be okay. We're going to lock it up, and I promise you it'll be here unused when you get back. So anyway, and here was the instructions: put your money, your credit cards in the basket, go out the door, get in your car, and I want you to pick any of the best restaurants in town. Now we were in Austin, Texas at the time, and he said it can't be a McDonald's, it can't be drive-through or some of this, not that. You got to pick a good restaurant. I want you to walk in. I want you to order the best meal that they've got, and I want you to tell them you can't pay for it. Whoa, whoa, back the truck up. Wait, what? What? And he said, "Yep, that's what you're going to do, folks." And he said, "You can't bargain. You can't say, look, we're in this deal and we've got to come get lunch and all this kind of stuff. I'll come back and pay for it later. I just can't do it. No, there's no bargaining. Walk in, best restaurant in town, best meal they've got. Tell them you can't pay for it. Man, that'll put a lump in your throat. I promise you. It was quite, uh, boy, hit you in the head, right between the eyes. So anyway, I felt like this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. At the time, I thought, this is not, this kind of seems dumb in a way, but the instructor was a guy that I had a lot of admiration for. And I'm very competitive by my nature. So it's like, all right, game on. So Sydney and I go out and we go to Houston's restaurant in Austin, Texas, big chain at the time. And we go in and we do the process. And most difficult thing I've ever done, because what you have so many preconceived ideas going through your head about what people perceive out of what you're doing. I mean, are you guys that dumb? Are you that broke? You can't afford lunch? There's all kinds of boogers going through your head. And anyway, everybody comes back to class, and as probably expected, most people just couldn't do it. It was just too big of a deal. Um, but then those of us that did, we kind of got to discussing it and the things that you learned, and one of the things that you learned is if you get past the fears that's in your head, there's a whole another level of participation that you've been missing all your life. And, as I progressed through network marketing and, what I began to recognize is number one, it forced me to never sit on the sidelines again, never be a spectator, always participate. And so I encourage you to do this as you move forward every day. Little steps can make a huge difference in the way that your outcome shows up. So it's like, we can't be great at everything. We've only got a limited amount of time, and to be great at one or two things is probably the best you can ask for. But to do that, you've got to take all the little steps each and every day that allow you to do that. So as you're going through every day in your network marketing process or in life in general, look at everything that you have the potential, the possibility, the option to do, that you have a choice to do. Can I participate or do I sit in the back of the room? If I go to one of my company seminars, do I sit in the back of the room and spectate, or do I get up in front where I'm part of the group? I mean, again, you'll figure out all the different things that are in front of you every day that you're making the choice to either sit back in your comfort zone or stretch, get out there in a place that you don't typically go, and you're going to find that will open things up in you that you did not know exist. So anyway, man, that's my life lesson as I'm out walking this morning. Things I remember back on, and one of the great lessons for me, and I hope it brings value to you. So anyway, on this great Sunday morning, everybody get up and go to church. You may think you don't need it, but in today's society, it sure does need you. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you later. Enjoy.